Hello there. Welcome to my artist flip through of Awake. Awake is the follow-up to Asleep, and I think it's quite apt. Starts out with our little cat who's waking up. It's going to be a good day. Here are some notes on how to do it. Let's get stuck into the little characters. I was very fond of this little giraffe. And the way he has to put his legs into knots to be able to see himself at the easel. Lessons. Here's our owl. Now you may remember our owl from Asleep. I'm not sure whether she prefers her charges to be asleep or awake, but she's teaching them some pretty good maths there. Now, I'm not sure what gnomes get up to in the garden, but this little guy's in for a quick dip in his inflatable pool with his inflatable floaties. My favourite thing I think about this page is the meow purr hiss. Now I can't confirm that this is what dragons eat for breakfast, but it's what I imagine they eat for breakfast. I think these guys are lucky that they weren't also captured, although his eyes do tend to be checking them out. Obviously this guy's been hibernating, his alarm's gone off. He's not been happy about it. He's just about to have a coffee, so everything's going to be all right. Here's Polly. I love Polly because of the size of her beak. This little ladybird character has appeared before in other books, you may remember him, but I'm quite fond of him. And he has got hands, but not all of them, so. There's some more gnome action in the garden. What do they get up to when you're not looking? Maybe they do Tai Chi. Here's the early bird. Here's a worm. It's got a decision to make. Now, I'm not sure if this is something that's worldwide, but in Australia we have things called mammals, which are middle-aged men in lycra. The streets are filled every morning with these guys out on their bikes, their lurid lycra suits, so I thought, you know what, middle-aged zebra in lycra. I've tried growing things in my garden and come out in the morning, and not only snails, but birds and possums have decided that my beautiful mulberries, which were just about ripe, were what they were going to eat. All my strawberries, all my basil. Might as well jump. Now there is a bit of a Van Halen reference here, if you choose to see it. You may remember these little guys. They didn't really get a good night's sleep. But hey, when you wake up, get a bit of jumping into your system and everything's all right. This guy's got out of control. Well, this little rabbit knows what he's on about. He's had a big night thieving. I'm not sure if he wants to polish that before he cashes it in. I think that mother's thinking it was tough enough sitting on these eggs for all these weeks. But I think things just got a bit worse. Now I often wondered what problems you would have if you were a giraffe. Obviously you need to tie your leg in knots if you want to paint something, but how are you going to be able to read? Obviously you're going to need some sort of spectacle help. This is one of my favourites from Asleep. Our little kraken. Here he is in a bath dreaming about boats, and here he is out on the ocean capturing a boat. All mine. This little guy's decided to exit in an old barrel. This is another crossover from Asleep. Here's our original woe, our sleepy pirate. What's a good day for a pirate? I think a good day for a pirate is you've discovered some treasure. You have to bury it. He swapped his seagull for a parrot. Table manners. All right. I'm not sure these little guys have much of an opportunity to practice their manners, and someone is eating all the food. Any excuse to draw jellyfish, really. The perfect drop. There's a culture on the Sunshine Coast where I live of good coffee. So you find the baristas, there are a lot of them, and they make really great coffee. And they have all different methods, as well as the normal, often they do cold drips and fun things. Just imagining that this little guy is trying to come up with the perfect drop of coffee. But I don't know that you can do that when you base it on a frog as your initial. Well, this could be a lot of fun colouring, lurid colours. Well, this is just a glorious hippopotamus. Look at him. So happy. He's just about to have a cup of tea. This little guy, this little llama on his moped with his Mexican hat is off for a coffee and a croissant. And I wish him all the best of luck in finding that. I always imagine this guy wearing a purple suit and a purple hat for some reason. A 1970s vibe. Robin just out there having fun. Well, this is the cover from Asleep. There's our fox, and here's our fox awake. Always a sense of menace with a fox, especially if you're a small furry creature. But foxes are fun to colour, being orange and all. Spotlight, like a moth to the flame. Here's this little moth. Not sure I trust this big moth. She seems to be enjoying the spotlight. Bachelor pads. These guys were all asleep on their pads. In a sleep, obviously, but now they're awake. What do you do when you wake up? Well, you suss out the breakfast, you get your coffee happening, and then more diligent frogs will, of course, get their stretch on. I may have borrowed on Raiders of the Lost Ark here. I'm not sure that good things are going to happen when he removes this golden skull. Dragonflies are awake. It's a fun excuse for some more good colour mixes. I don't think this tiger's got bad things in mind. I think he's just having a look at this little fella. Look at this little fella. He's not happy about it. Owls watching football. I'm sure they do. Not sure if they get hot dogs and drinks though, but here we have our alien abduction. Although who's abducting who? Can aliens abduct aliens? I'm sure they do. They're very abducting. It's a very abducting thing to do when you're an alien. That's what they do. Colour sampler. Now, I did have requests for people to colour these little pages. Sometimes if you're using, especially if you're using markers, the pages will bleed through, and so you can't colour in these things. So I just selected a whole heap of my favourite ones as the colour sampler page. So you can check out your colours here first, and you also get to colour in those cute little illos that are on the side with the titles on the pages. There they are. 2 books from my Sweet and Simple range. Asleep and Awake. Looking for more monstrously good fun. So this could be a hint as to what's to come. Who knows? There's some more of my books. They're all a whole lot of fun. I recommend you buy them and colour them. rjhansen.com is where you can find out more, see flip-throughs, and see more artists' flip-throughs. So I hope you enjoy Awake. I know a lot of you have got it and are colouring it already. It was certainly a lot of fun to draw, and I look forward to seeing all of the beautiful artworks that you bring to life as you colour them. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. All the best, guys.